Hey guys, Mark Santiago, CEO and founder of Empowered Man. I don't know about you, but you ever get kind of confused and you feel like maybe my wife is manipulating me? Now there's different kinds of manipulation. There's subtle manipulation, like she says to you, honey, do I look fat in this dress? And you're like, oh, what do I say? Well, we're talking about that. And then there's the more aggressive things, like she says, if you don't buy me this jewelry or give me what I want, maybe I'll go find it somewhere else. A little scary. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about some ways that your wife might be manipulating you. And so I'm gonna give you a couple of things to look out for, a 3-step solution for how to deal with when your wife is actually manipulating you. So the first thing you need to look out for is if your wife is turning every argument into your fault. That's a problem. Guys, if you can't have an argument or discussion with your wife that gets a little heated and everything is your fault, that's a problem. This is where guys come to us all the time and they're like, man, you're telling me it's all my fault, just like she does. And look, we never say it's all your fault because fault is shame. Responsibility is leadership. So if she's blaming you, blame comes from shame. There is shame inside of her that's causing her to want to blame you for these arguments. She doesn't know how to take ownership for herself. What's the best thing in leadership? Leaders lead by example. So if you can start leading in your arguments and your discussions instead of blaming her, putting fault on her and taking ownership yourself, not fault, but taking responsibility for things that you do where you say, hey, I can own this part of the discussion, or I can own this. I can see how this would make you feel. Doing those types of things help lower the actual manipulation. Second thing, she uses emotional blackmail as a weapon, meaning she has a ton of victim energy. She's like, you don't really love me. You just always do this. You care more about your job. You care more about your business. I've heard it said before, your business is your mistress. Like what? Like that's when a wife is using emotional blackmail as a weapon. So you got to neutralize that by hearing what she says. And I'm going to give you the actual steps for how to do that in a minute. The next thing is she blames you for everything. You guys were late for something. This happened. And she always is blaming you. That's something to look out for. And the final piece is she never actually apologizes. That's a little weird, right? Like we all mess up. We all do bad things. But if she can never apologize, she can never own her stuff, that's a problem. You need to look out for that. So I define manipulation as someone's way of getting healthy needs met in an unhealthy way. It's usually very passive aggressive. So if you think about it, when she says to you, do I look fat in this dress? And you're like, well, what do I say with that, right? Because you feel like it's an emotional baiting thing. Well, first of all, do you like the dress? Do you think she looks fat? Does she look fat, period, without the dress on? Like there's so many things that are going through your head as a man and you don't know how to respond. So when she's doing that, she's basically trying to tell you she's got a need and she wants you to do something with that need. So here's the 3 things you need to do if you feel like your wife is trying to manipulate you. Number 1, find the need. What is she actually saying? What does she actually want?
What do you want?
When she says stuff about her body, when she says stuff about what she's dressing, what do you think she's actually doing? So that's where I say you need to ask clarifying questions. Hey, honey, what is it you actually need from me? What do you actually mean when you say this? This way she can feel heard and understood. Babe, it sounds like you need some validation from me because you're feeling a little insecure about your body. So first we have to find the need. We ask the clarifying questions to understand the need. Then we can set a boundary if we need to. The boundary could be, for example, if she says, hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this. You could say, hey, it's not okay for you to threaten me, or it's not okay for you to do this and make me feel insecure about our relationship because I'm not doing the thing that you want. That doesn't feel good for me. And by setting that boundary, you now can bring some neutralization to the power that she has over you and stop being manipulated by your wife. If you like today's topic and you want to learn more, make sure you ring that bell above, get access to all of my videos, and check out our 5-day challenge. It might be the best way for you to start working with Empowered Man. It's a great way to understand more about manipulation, boundaries, the pain you're in, etc. if you're going through a separation or divorce. I'll see you on the other side.